Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines.
President Donald Trump has said that the United States will likely take control of the Strait of Hormuz and should be paid for protecting the strategic waterway. Speaking to Fox News, Trump said Washington would become the guardian of the strait as tensions with Iran continue. He also accused Tehran of breaking previous agreements, including the Islamabad MOU, and warned of further military action. Immediately hitting back at the White House rhetoric, Iran firmly declared it will never back down on its sovereignty over the shipping route. Advisor to the Supreme Leader Mohammad Mokber described the waterway as vital to Iran's economic and national security, and warned that retreating from its control was not an option for the country. Similarly, spokesman for Khatam al-Anbiya Central Headquarters, Ibrahim Zolfikari, made it clear that Iran will not allow the United States to interfere in the management of the Strait of Hormuz. In a video message, he said Iran's armed forces would respond forcefully to any unauthorized U.S. military presence or disruption to commercial shipping. He also warned regional countries against providing logistical support to American forces. The statements come as fresh US and Iranian strikes have intensified fighting over the Strait of Hormuz, with the Middle East witnessing its largest escalation since the April ceasefire. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it launched large-scale drone and missile attacks on US military targets in Bahrain and Kuwait, destroyed radar systems in Oman, and struck fuel and ammunition sites at Jordan's Prince Hassan Air Base. On the other hand, the US Central Command said its forces had completed their latest barrage, which began overnight, on dozens of Iranian targets. It said that US aircraft, naval vessels and drones hit dozens of targets at multiple locations with precision munitions. Meanwhile, Iran has made it clear that it will stop complying with the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding if Washington fails to honor its commitments, while confirming it is still holding talks with mediators from Pakistan, Qatar and Oman to prevent further escalation.
Iran has declared that the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding has entered a terminal crisis, accusing the United States of systematically dismantling the agreement and preventing Tehran from implementing arrangements for the Strait of Hormuz. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghai said Iran would no longer fulfill its obligations unless Washington returned to what Tehran describes as a policy of reciprocal compliance. Speaking at his weekly news conference, Baghai said there was no doubt that the Islamabad Memorandum had entered a crisis and, in practical terms, had been brought to an end by repeated US violations. He maintained that Iran had never been the first party to breach its commitments and had entered negotiations seriously, carefully, and in good faith while protecting its national interests.
Iran has said that it is trying to reach a joint mechanism with Oman to manage the Strait of Hormuz, but claims US pressure on Muscat has slowed progress. Foreign Ministry spokesman Esmail Baghai made the remarks as US and Iranian forces continued exchanging missile and drone strikes, raising fresh concerns over shipping through the strategic waterway. Britain has designated Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and another Iran-linked group under new state threat powers following a series of anti-Semitic attacks. Prime Minister Keir Starmer said in a statement that the measures would make it easier to prosecute anyone acting on behalf of the groups. The new designations still require parliamentary approval before taking effect.
The European Commission will present a proposal to limit children's access to social media platforms after the summer. Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said that children needed time in the real world, time to play, build friendships, make mistakes, shape their own identity, their own personality, before an algorithm shapes them instead. She told reporters that this is not about whether children can access social media, it is about whether and when social media can access our children. European countries have reported more than 10,000 excess deaths during the record-breaking heatwave that engulfed the west of the continent in late June. Official data showed that the vast majority, more than 9,000, were among people aged 65 and above. Extreme heat can kill by causing heat stroke or aggravating cardiovascular and respiratory diseases, with older people among the most vulnerable. The data, pulled from national mortality statistics in 27 European countries, including included excess deaths from all causes, not just heat-related ones, during the week of June 22nd to 28th, when the heatwave peaked in France, Spain, Britain, and other countries. An explosive fire at a pub in Thailand's capital Bangkok has killed 27 people and injured dozens more after obstructed emergency exits hindered patrons choking on smoke from escaping the burning venue. One video of the incident, posted on social media, showed thick smoke billowing out of the pub before an intense horizontal plume of fire jets out of a doorway as screaming customers fled the premises around midnight on Sunday. Prime Minister Anutin Charnvirakul said 27 bodies had been recovered. An official said another 63 people were injured, 22 critically, in the incident at the Rongbir Nalat Prau pub and have been hospitalised. Sam Neill, the versatile New Zealand actor who won worldwide recognition as paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant in the Jurassic Park films, has died suddenly at the age of 78. His family announced that he died in Sydney on July 13th, surrounded by loved ones. No cause of death was disclosed, but the family said his passing was sudden and unexpected, and noted that he had remained cancer-free. A statement shared through Neill's official Instagram account said the actor passed away with the dignity that had characterised his life. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.SAMAA.tv. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.